everyone, and welcome to my podcast Raw in Wonderland. I'm so happy you're here with me today. And today, we're taking a short trip to ancient Rome, not to get lost in the past, but to understand something very present: freedom. The question guiding us is simple and a little provocative. Who is the master of your life? We'll wander through Roman daily life, peek at a few vivid stories, and then return to our own routines with sharper eyes and lighter chains. I've been reading a book, Daily Life of the Ancient Romans by David Matz. It's a lively tour through education, slavery, food, architecture, family life, holidays, religion, and economy. But in this episode, I want to zoom in on a single theme: slavery, both literal and the quieter kinds that echo in modern life. In Rome, slavery was an economic reality. People became slaves through war, birth, or punishment. Some worked in households, some in businesses as copyists and clerks, some tragically in mines and quarries. Urban slaves often lived comparatively better than those in the countryside, and some educated slaves even taught or practiced medicine. A person could be freed by their owner or sometimes by their own freedom with tips or small earnings. Freed slaves were called liberty. Rome also left us unforgettable little stories. One is about the generous mastermind, Marcus Antonius Cratius. No hero in politics or war, was known in private life for kindness. When a friend needed money and his wife was watching the household like a hawk, he asked a slave to bring a silver bowl filled with water for shaving, splashed his face, dismissed the slave, then secretly handed the bowl to his friend to sell. When the missing silver caused an uproar and his wife suggested torturing the household slaves to find the thief, he confessed and begged forgiveness. No slave suffered. A tiny light in a dark system. The second story is about the emperor and the crystal. Publius Vidius Pollio, famously cruel, once hosted Augustus. A slave accidentally broke a crystal cup. Pollio, furious, ordered him thrown into a pool of man-eating fish. The slave escaped and fell at Augustus' feet, begging for a more humane death. Horrified, Augustus pardoned the slave on the spot, ordered every crystal vessel smashed, and had the fish pond drained and refilled. Yes, I may have drawn a big heart next to Augustus' name in my notes. And yes, in my mind, I'm there with a bowl of popcorn watching Polio's face as cup after cup shatters. These scenes remind me in every era, goodness survives. Even when the systems are brutal, individuals can choose differently, and that choice is contagious. Now, to the heart of the episode. The Romans didn't just know legal slavery, they also understood the inner kinds. Cicero listed ways a supposedly free person could still be a slave. I'm updating the language of him to be human neutral and modern. And let's begin. First one, enslaved by impulses. If your choices are directed by greed, anger, or narrowness instead of free will, you are not as free as you look. 2. Enslaved by another person's approval. If your center of gravity is someone else, running when cold, freezing when threatened, you are not free. You are outsourced. Let's generalize this beyond gender. It can be a partner, a boss, a friend group, or even an audience. 3. enslaved by possessions and labels. Cicero spoke of art collectors. We might say brand, trend, and it's on sale slavery. The kitchen cabinet full of never used gadgets. The queue for the new phone when the old one still works. The wardrobe shaped by trends instead of truth. 4. Enslaved by money doing. When I'll do anything for the check becomes a lifestyle, dignity is the first payment. A daily self-check helps. What did I do for money today? And which parts felt like I sold my center? 5. Enslaved by status and performance. Title hunger, spotlight addiction, performing competence instead of practicing it. I've seen people skip medical leave or maternity leave out of fear that their seats will be taken. That's not ambition, that's captivity with a promotion. And the last one, enslaved by fear despite having it all. Even with status, wealth, beauty, and the dream house. If a guilty conscience or chronic fear rules your days, you are not free. Only reason and truth unlock the door. I prefer to keep these 6 ideas like a tiny pocket checklist, not to judge but to notice, because when we notice, chains loosen. And now, let me share a true story about a friend with permission, of course, and name withheld. A dear friend, brilliant, kind, beautiful, gradually turned gray inside because life had narrowed to one track. Find the relationship. Find the one for you. Get married. Have a child on schedule, maybe 2. She invested time, hopes, conversations, even vacations into that single timeline. The more she pushed, the worse the experience became. Like quicksand, the more you fight, the deeper you sink. Then one ordinary day, while she was putting clean dishes back into the cupboard, she paused and she saw her life. Loving parents, health, education, good friends, meaningful work, a list to be grateful for. And she saw what she had been doing to that list, treating it as nothing because one box was unchecked. In that quiet kitchen, she felt both humility and relief. She decided to free herself from the timeline. From that day, she redirected attention to what she already had, savoring and cultivating it. She once told me a question I had asked earlier had echoed in her. The question was, what if you wake up at 40 or 45 and this plan hasn't happened? Will life still be worth living? At the time, she had said no. That answer shocked her. It opened a real work. And then life did what life does when we stop yanking its steering wheel. Work blossomed, a long-held dream abroad turned real, and years later she met someone kind. They married, they have a child. But here is the key. That's not the victory. The freedom was the victory itself. The day she stopped treating her life as meaningless unless it matched a script, she broke her own chains. That's why I love her story so much. And now it's time for notebook moment. If you want a gentle check-in, try this. For approval, ask, whose yes or no secretly controls my day? For performance, you can ask, where am I performing instead of practicing? And for possessions, what do I own that actually owns me? For money, what did I do for money today and what did it do to me? For fear, if this never happens, can life still be meaningful? and gratitude. What's my already good list? And how can I honor it today? And remember, freedom isn't only a legal status, it's a daily posture. Sometimes the chain is thick, sometimes it's a silky ribbon we don't notice until it tugs. The moment we see it, we can loosen it. We can turn back at the corner, take a breath, and return to our center. Thank you for traveling to Rome and back with me. May your day be light, your senses awake, and your inner master kind and wise. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and wear your freedom lightly. Bye, guys!